Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight on the news, a bill is looking to create a grant program so all students could have free breakfast and lunch.
Plus, Lincoln Fire and Rescue and the city received a big honor for the work being done to save lives.
But first, an historic event happened 4 years ago when rivers in Nebraska flooded a number of towns. Good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It was in March of 2019 that farmers, ranchers, and civilians lost their homes and property all around the Platte River as it flooded. Channel 8's Matthew Mittleiter has a look back in our top story tonight.
About 4 years ago, this area was flooded with water from the Platte River, causing devastating effects on the environment and for farmers and ranchers in the area. Hank Klosterman, who operates a cattle ranch a few miles outside of David City, says at the time he lost about 20% of his herd in pastures along the banks of the Platte River. Klosterman said it would take years to recover before the area could be used again for ranching, and estimated their operation may have lost as much as 7 figures financially. Now he says after making it through the disaster, he's happy to see the progress that's been made.
From the ranch standpoint, if you look at, looking at this ground out here, this was completely covered with, up to a couple feet worth of sand that had come off the river. And we didn't know if the grass would come back through. As you look, some of these native grasses has come back through. It was amazing to see the amount of debris that came off the river water, flood waters.
Klosterman said the ranch has been in his family for generations, and over time they've become pretty resilient. He said after droughts, floods, and catastrophic weather, they've always persisted and pushed forward. Today, the land around here has begun to regrow and recover, just like the people who live here. Reporting in David City, this is Matthew Mittleiter, Channel 8 News.
And Matthew will also have more at 6 o'clock tonight on that. Now to some extreme weather on both coasts. More than 90 million Americans are under weather alerts from Southern California to Maine.
Parts of the Northeast getting slammed by a nor'easter. Here's a scene from their people in northern New Jersey and New York trying to keep up with the slushy mess. Parts of New England could see up to 2 feet of snow. Some residents losing power. In Putnam, New York, an outage happening after a car slid on some ice, crashing into a utility pole.
When they're saying it's a state of emergency, I'm like, uh-oh. So I think we got more than we expected so far.
It's icy underneath, so you got to be very careful.
I don't have power at all. So I have to set up my generator.
Stay off the roads. This is a long, sustaining storm.
Now, in addition to the snow, the Northeast is also preparing for damaging winds with 40 to 60 mile-per-hour gusts expected, which could impact travel and, of course, cause power outages.
Well, after taking a look at both of those huge events that many people are affected by, let's go talk to Rusty about the sunshine. Rusty, it's a nice day.
It was, but we are going to get some weather whiplash as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. Here's what it looks like outside right now. We've got Beatrice fired up and a lot of sunshine. Quiet day out there, warmer than it has been over the last couple of days. Schoen's roofing camera showing plenty of sunshine and temperatures around 53 degrees, so very mild. 52 degrees in 53 at the capital city, 49 in Wahoo, 52 in Columbus. So temperature-wise, we're doing okay. And even some middle 60s in the southwestern corner of the state. That is a lot warmer than we were 24 hours ago, anywhere from 15 to almost 30 degrees warmer than yesterday. And the wind is out of the south at 15 to 20 or 25 miles per hour, gusting a little higher than that, anywhere from 35 to almost 40 miles per hour. And that's going to continue as we head through tonight into tomorrow. Satellite radar very quiet for now, but mostly sunny skies out there and 50 degrees through 6 p.m., 45 degrees by 8 p.m. And we're going to see temperatures around 41 degrees by 10 o'clock this evening. So temperatures are going to be very mild tonight. We are going to see the temperatures even higher tomorrow. We're looking at middle 60s for a good portion of the state, maybe even some 70s in some spots in Nebraska by tomorrow afternoon. But then, well, things change up. We've got a decent chance for some snowfall as we head through Thursday. So we've got lots to talk about. Heat and then cold and a chance for snow all coming up in just a few minutes.
Sounds good, Rusty. Thank you very much. Now to the legislature. A new bill would provide free breakfast and lunch to all students, no matter how much money their family makes.
That's right. It was part of the discussion at a committee hearing today. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto was there. She joins us now with more on how this bill would address hunger among Nebraska kids. Veronica?
Senator Elliot Bostar introduced the measure known as Adopt the Free Student Meals Act. It would also create a grant program that reimburses both public and nonprofit private schools that offer breakfast and lunch at no cost to all students. Those supporting the bill say kids who experience hunger are more likely to struggle academically and repeat grade levels, among other challenges. They also say the current reduced lunch program in many public schools in Nebraska can lead to stigmas as of who can afford lunch and who cannot.
We know that school meals really support students and families in a lot of different ways. It helps students achieve well in academics, helps them with their health, and then they behave better when they are fed. So it makes sense to be extending this to this year and beyond.
You might remember during the pandemic, all schools had the free lunch program. That came to an end last summer. This bill would basically bring that back. And coming up at 6 o'clock, I will have more on other organizations supporting the bill, and I will also have more on different research that takes a closer look at kids and hunger in Nebraska.
All right, Veronica, thank you for that report. Another bill in the legislature focuses on school safety. The state's School Safety Task Force is making several recommendations.
The group was formed last year following the shooting at the elementary school in Uvalde, Texas that killed 19 children. LB 516 includes multiple ideas like hiring specialists to provide tailored support and increased training, and establishing a $5 million grant program to hire mental health practitioners. Also at the Capitol, a group of nonprofits held a rally for bills addressing middle-income housing issues.
Habitat for Humanity and 7 other organizations were joined by a group of senators today. They want to make housing more affordable and make them safe homes, as well as provide more funding to get it done. Some even shared their stories on how these organizations helped them become homeowners.
We want to let everyone know there's so many deserving families who are out there who deserve a home. Organizations like Habitat for Humanity, they helped me to become a homeowner. I've been a homeowner for over 20 years, and I paid my house off outright because of their plan of action, because of how they help people.
And the rally was part of Habitat for Humanity's first Lobby Day at the Capitol. A recent survey shows a majority of Nebraskans don't think the state is doing enough to help working families.
The results from the Holland Children's Institute shows 47% of that majority say tax reform should be a top priority. 55% also oppose bills such as the near total abortion measure being discussed in the legislature, and 16% said the state government focuses too much on partisan bickering instead of getting anything done, serving themselves instead of the people. New data is showing most Nebraskans are unaware of Narcan, the quick-acting drug that can prevent overdoses.
Opioids account for about 75% of overdose deaths, which data has shown increased in Nebraska here in recent years. The Rural Drug Addiction Research Center says Narcan is underutilized, but widely available to those who need access.
This is a substance that can be purchased from any pharmacy in Nebraska. There's a standing order that allows you to purchase it without an individual prescription. And there's also now over 100 pharmacies that are participating in a free Narcan program. If they have it in stock, you can go and get Narcan for free.
The Rural Drug Addiction Research Center's report is available online with the Department of Health and Human Services. Lincoln Fire and Rescue received a major recognition.
Due to their work in saving lives with CPR, Lincoln was named a lighthouse community. Lincoln is one of 10 areas in the country which has that title. Lighthouse community designations are given out by the Resuscitation Academy and serve as mentors and resources to others in regards to resuscitation. There are 10 steps to achieve this designation. One of them is to make CPR training and AED training mandatory in schools and the community.
This achievement is the result of all components of our system being willing to work together towards the common goal of improving survival from cardiac arrest. Every link in the chain of survival is essential. Every one of these vital links should be proud of this accomplishment we all share. This designation creates the best chance of survival for our Lincoln community and for those that visit our city.
Today, LFR members gave a demonstration on how they handle scenes where someone is in need of CPR. One of the tools they use is called the Lucas device, which is an automated chest compression machine. UNL is taking advantage of spring break's lack of student traffic to close down Vine Street between 17th and Antelope Valley Parkway.
Construction is winding down as the university builds the new engineering building, the Keywood Hall. Crews are hoping to use this time to clean up and see that big crane there? They're using this time as well to get that out of the way. Vine Street will reopen for regular use on Wednesday the 15th. Keywood Hall is a $115 million project supported by a $25 million gift from Kiewit Corporation.
The Nebraska State Patrol is asking drivers to stay alert as wildlife is on the move. The message comes after troopers captured some critters causing, quote, a traffic jam out west. According to data shared by the state, there were more than 2,500 animal-related motor vehicle crashes in 2017 alone. Still to come on the news tonight, many consumers are concerned about the national bank collapse over the weekend, but what does it mean for Nebraskans?
We're going to break it down for you coming up right after the break.
Regulators are reassuring Americans the U.S. banking system is strong despite consecutive collapses of two regional banks. These national bank failures have a lot of people concerned about the safety of their money.
So what does this mean for the average consumer here in Nebraska? Mark Hawk is the CEO of Pinnacle Bank and says they've been taking a lot of calls.
Lots of calls from people across the state, questions about is your bank in good shape? Questions about are my deposits safe? Questions about FDIC insurance.
Now, Richard Beyer with the Nebraska Bankers Association is fielding similar questions. They both want to put fears to rest for anyone with money in a Nebraska bank. Beyer says banks in the state are FDIC insured, and that means they'll cover funds in each account up to $250,000.
In our case, every bank doing business as a state or federally chartered bank in the state of Nebraska, and there's about 168 of those doing business in the state. From Fall City out to Chadron and pretty much every community in between.
Now, the FDIC insures your average checking and savings accounts. They also insure money orders and cashier's checks. What they don't cover are investments, mutual funds, and crypto assets, among other things. Well, today, President Joe Biden signed a new executive order on gun control. The order aims to increase the number of background checks to buy guns.
It would also promote more secure firearm storage and ensure U.S. law enforcement agencies are getting the most out of a bipartisan gun control law enacted last summer. The president addressing the move in Monterey Park, California, visiting the scene where a gunman stormed a dance hall in the community and shot 20 people, killing 11. It was a 26-year-old who wrestled the semi-automatic pistol away from the gunman. Brandon Tissay sharing with Robin Roberts how terrifying that moment was.
I feel like I was going to shoot another person, that I might cause the death of another human being. It's a very scary thought to think about.
Today's action does not change U.S. government policy, but it directs federal agencies to ensure compliance with existing laws and procedures. Current federal law requires background checks to be run on all purchases from federally licensed gun dealers. A Russian fighter jet took down a U.S. drone today over international waters off of the Black Sea.
One jet flew in front of the unmanned drone and dumped fuel on it intentionally. Then another damaged its propeller, forcing the U.S. to bring the drone down into the Black Sea. Aircraft from both countries have operated in this area during Russia's war with Ukraine, but this is the first known interaction of this kind.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow all are very different days, but they all have goods and bads associated with them. Today, it was a little chilly to start, a little breezy, and a little cool, but plenty of sunshine. So there's your goods and your bads for today. Southeast Community College, a ton of blue sky. Temperatures warmed up nicely, and that trend is going to continue for at least one more day. 53 in Lincoln and Beatrice and Friend, 52 in York, 57 in Grand Island, 58 in Kearney. So almost 60 degrees today in some spots. A little cooler the further east you go, like Omaha at 45 degrees. A little bit of wind though. That was kind of the fly in the ointment for today. Out of the south at 20 to 25 miles per hour, gusting into the middle 30 mile per hour range. So it was a windy day tomorrow, and that is really going to ramp up tomorrow. Wind gusts across the state are out there. Most of it's out of the south though. When this switches around, you're going to notice much colder air. And this is Thursday. This is Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And notice by Thursday, 10 a.m., all of that wind is out of the north at 40 to almost 50 miles per hour. That's when the cold air really starts to move in. And notice Omaha and Nebraska City at around 30 miles per hour. So it's about 10 a.m. that things really start to change on Thursday. So setting the stage, not much going on out there right now. Mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Stormcast, pretty quiet tonight, just a few clouds here and there. Clouds start to thicken up by Wednesday morning. We'll call this partly cloudy. That's just another wave. Not much happening through Wednesday afternoon. But as we get into Wednesday night, we start to see moisture balloon out. This is Wednesday night, 10 p.m. It starts to increase, and there it goes. And then the cold air filters in and kind of changes all of this from rain to snow. So the colder air is on the back end of this, and it's going to be pushing, that wind is going to be pushing into the rain, changing it over to snow. So rain here, this is Thursday morning, 6 a.m., rain, snow mix, and then snow. And then about noon, 10 a.m. to noon, that's when the rain changes to snow for the Lincoln area, and then just snow on the other side of this. So as we head through Thursday afternoon, this is going to be a big deal. How long does this stay just rain? Because by Thursday afternoon, the snow already starting to taper off by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that should limit how much snowfall southeastern Nebraska gets. And then that's it. By Thursday afternoon, 5 p.m., Partly cloudy skies. So the chance for over 1 inch is only about 30 to 50% chance for most of us. A little bit higher chance to the north and east, around a 50 to 70% chance for at least 1 inch of snow. And then the further west you go, 10 to 30% chance for central Nebraska. The chance for over 4 inches of snow is limited for just about all of us, maybe northeastern Nebraska, but notice Grand Island, Lincoln, it's not 0, but it's not a very good chance, 0 to 10%. That's about it. Those are low chances. So tonight, temperatures mild, warmer than they have been anyway. 35 degrees, mostly clear but breezy. That south wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, much warmer. It wouldn't surprise me to see some 70s out there in some spots. Saying 64 for Lincoln, 66 for Beatrice, Hebron, Seward, Hastings, even some 68s out there too. 64 for Lincoln, warmer and windy. South wind 15-30, gusting towards 40 miles per hour. And then more so on Thursday too, with that rain snow mix. We're going to say 40. It could be warmer in the morning and then colder in the afternoon, but around noon we should be around 40 degrees. And then St. Patrick's Day, Saturday and Sunday cold with those temperatures in the 30s for 3 days in a row, but much needed precipitation. Hopefully we see that on Thursday and then drying out as we head into the weekend. First day of spring is looking tolerable in the middle 40s.
You know, in some parts of the country, they have the same weather pretty much every day. Rusty, as a meteorologist, do you kind of enjoy this, where there are at least some changes?
Sometimes, as long as this doesn't happen all the time.
Right.
Some change is always nice.
All right, thank you, Rusty. A positive day on Wall Street. The Dow gaining 336 points. NASDAQ is up 239. S&P adding 65 points. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight.
Finally tonight, as many of you know, Nebraska is known for its sand hills and the cranes that migrate through every year, and that time is finally upon us once again. The National Weather Service out of North Platte has officially caught a flock of migrating birds on their radar.
The first cranes are usually seen in February, with a majority appearing in mid to late March, so right around this time. So if you're hoping to catch some sights of birds in flight, check out Crane Trust. It's just off I-80, just past Grand Island. They offer guided tours, including spots in the viewing blinds.
You know, my wife and I did that a few years ago, well, more than a few years ago. Went out there and checked them out.
I've always wanted to.
It's interesting. Bring your binoculars because you're not sure if you're going to get too close, but yeah, it's really a fascinating thing that happens. Let's check in with Rusty because I know he has a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it's windy and warm out there now. It'll be windy and warmer tomorrow, and then snow in the forecast. That sums up March in Nebraska for you. Look at that wind blowing in Aurora. Goodness sakes, Penner Bathing Solution showing those flags are just whipping around, and that's going to continue at least for the next couple of days. Temperatures, though, warmer. 53s in Lincoln and Beatrice, 52 in Columbus, 54, one of the warmer spots in Aurora. Look at that south wind sustained at 23 miles per hour, gusting into the middle 30 to 35, 30, almost 40 mile per hour range. Satellite radar very quiet right now. Tons of sunshine, just a few clouds in some spots. Your Lincoln forecast each day is very different than the next. Wednesday mostly sunny but windy and warm. 64 degrees for Wednesday, 40 for Thursday. We may see the 50s for temperatures in the morning and then 30s in the afternoon, so we'll just kind of split it up and say 40. Mixed precipitation, rain changing over to snow during the day, and then Friday just cold, 35 degrees. Hour by hour for Wednesday looks like this, starting off in the middle 30s, 53 degrees by noon, and into the middle 60s. And again, it won't surprise me if some spots in central and western Nebraska see some 70s, but it is on the heels of that south wind, sustained at 20 to 25 miles per hour, gusting up to 40, maybe even 50 miles per hour.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you all for joining us.
World News is coming up next, and we'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
The spas are here. Truckloads of spas arriving weekly. Hurry in today. These spas are going fast. Spas are in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Supreme Spa and Pool.
Closed captioning on